Welcome back to Afternoon Live. It's a dish traditionally prepared to celebrate Hanukkah, and our next guest's recipe is so flavorful, everyone will love it. We welcome back plant-based chef and cooking instructor, Hawnuh Lee. It's so nice to see you.
Hi, Hannah. It's nice to see you, too.
It smells delicious. It's warm and cozy in here. We're making latkes.
We're making latkes, and they're vegan, so let's dive in. When you make latkes traditionally, it's a potato pancake that's normally bound with an egg, and that's how we always made it growing up. But when you make a vegan latke, you have to figure out how to bind it.
That's the challenge.
And you don't want it to fall apart in the pan because, you know, the miracle of Hanukkah is that your latke sticks together.
Okay.
So we're going to start over here.
Okay.
We've pre-blended potatoes, garlic, and onion into a mixture here. And the first and most important step of making latkes is to get all of the excess liquid out of your mixture.
Okay.
That helps everything stick together a little better.
Sure. Oh, it smells so good.
Raw potatoes really do.
Yum.
So we're pushing all of the water out in our colander here, and you can see it's already starting to drain.
And you've got that all really finely mixed up too.
And a lot of people will grate it to various textures.
Okay,
but
so it's like a family preference situation?
It's a lazy preference in that I like to use a food processor because my time is valuable in the kitchen. So we're using a food processor. I put in half a tablespoon of kosher salt, and the salt in here also helps the water to drain.
Cool.
So once we've got our water squeezed out of here, we're going to move over to a clean bowl.
Alrighty.
And then here is where we are adding our vegan substitutes for a binder. And we are using what is known as a flax egg. So this is flax meal and water. And when you combine these two things, it creates a jelly-like substance. Okay. We'll mix it in, and we will add in potato flour.
Oh, okay.
So these two things help to combine and create a thick mixture. And we're going to stir it all together.
Okay. Is that a pretty common substitute for an egg?
Mostly it's used in baking. You can also use like arrowroot flour or a chia seed as well.
Right.
And those will give you similar results, but this has been what I found to be most successful.
I love that. This is your tried and true.
This is my tried and true. And then my favorite part, we get a little messy, and we're gonna come in. We've got our oil preheating over here, and this is just vegetable oil. Okay. But we're going to create about a 2-inch ball with clean hands, and we will press this down into a pancake-like form. Okay. And this is where the technique really comes in.
Yeah, yours looks so perfect.
So this is, you know, it only takes 30 years of practice. Right. So we're going to round it out and come over to our pan and gently drop it in. Sometimes it's helpful to use like a pop guard, and we'll place it into our oil, and we'll let that sizzle. Okay. While we're sizzling over here, I'm going to explain how we traditionally eat our finished latkes. Okay. So we're going to take one of our finished little sliders here.
Those look so nice and perfectly browned and crispy on the outside.
They are perfectly brown and crispy. And they're even better when they're served with homemade applesauce. Oh, okay. Which you take a spoonful of applesauce on one side, and then you take a spoonful of sour cream, and this is tofu sour cream. Whoa. Really easy to make at home. Okay. Tofu, little lemon, and these two things together make for a traditionally delicious pancake, and then we top everything with some green onions.
I love green onion.
And the sort of savory sweet combo is what is best known for eating latkes.
So do I need to get a little bit of everything in this bite?
You want a little bit of everything. And I didn't give you a knife, so.
That's okay. I'm gonna get it done. Now tell me about, I mean, I imagine you grew up making this with your family, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes, every year. Latkes are one of the most important parts of the tradition for us, but it's just because potatoes are appropriate for any holiday.
Well, yes, definitely. That is so yummy. I don't think I've had that combination before.
Yeah, it's a little unexpected. I think some people will tend to go one preference or another, but in my house, we always grew up eating it together.
That's so great.
When you're making your latke, you'll know that it's ready to flip when you start seeing the edges turn gold and brown on the side. But this is the part that takes a little bit longer. You want to go low and slow over the heat.
Oh, okay. You don't want to flash fry.
No flash frying, otherwise
Okay.
you're gonna have a little bit of raw potato in the middle, and that is
That's
not
no
the
fun.
best tradition.
Now, do you ever add things to the latke itself, or is it more about like the toppings afterwards and then keeping it basic?
It's totally up to you, however
Okay.
you want to experience it. I know a lot of other vegan recipes will include things like parsnips or carrots, like seasonal root vegetables
Yeah.
are really good. So whatever you have on hand, you can always zhuzh it up a little bit.
I love it. That was so lovely. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Great
thanks so
to
much
see
for
you.
having me.
Happy holidays.
You
We'll see you
too.
soon.
Happy holidays.
We'll have this recipe and more about Hawnuh on our website at katu.com.